Good morning. It's a Saturday. It's a big game day Saturday. You guys already know what happens. Don't tell me. Dad's chiseling. He picked up where we left off late last night, and he's going to keep running that today. I thought about jumping in the small one and keeping that moving, but I think we're going to look at maybe trying to shell some corn. We do have one field that is reasonably well tiled that we might not have to run the grain cart in. We might be able to make rounds and just dump into the cart on the end of the field. The problem is there's nowhere to get trucks out. We've got to kind of park on territory road, or on the main road here that's a little bit busier, and dump on the road, and that's not ideal, but we could get it. So we might go and get it. So before we decide or do anything, we need to go scout out our field where we're going to go and just take a look at stuff a little bit. So I'm going to run down the road there to that. Phil is not here yet this morning. I don't know. I mean, it's Saturday. He doesn't have to work. Take the day off. It'll make it a little harder on me if I got to do it one truckload at a time, but we'll do what we have to do. So here's the field we're looking at. This corner is just not firm enough. We can't drive a truck in this. It's too slimy and greasy, and we'll never make it. So backing the trucks in this driveway off the road is not an option. So then we look at, well, maybe we can just pull the truck right here and use the cart to unload into the truck, right? Just leave it parked on the side of the road. Well, this is not a side road. This is one of the more busy main roads. And we're right at the top of the crest of this hill. So the cars coming from that direction can't see what's coming, and the cars coming from that way can't see what's coming from the other way. So that's not a great option either, to park the trucks right on the top of the hill. I guess if we had a loaded grain cart and we just pulled it up and emptied it and left, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But I don't like it. I think we could reach across the ditch with the cart. I'd have to get pretty close, but we could do it here. It's not a good spot. So we have one other option. All right, so here is our alternative option. So that's our cornfield we're targeting over there. This is a field next door. It's bean stubble. Obviously, this is the field we planted wheat in really late, like last week or a week and a half ago. We planted wheat here that I don't know if it's gonna grow or not. Gosh, this driveway is almost firm enough that I could back a truck in here. Make me a little nervous. But the road is much flatter down here, and it's not so close to the crest of that hill by the last driveway. And so we could, in theory, pull a truck up here and then run our grain cart over to it and just unload into it and go. But this is technically a wheat field. Is it going to stay a wheat field next spring? I don't know. I'm pretty skeptical. I think we're going to end up tearing this out. But if I run a grain cart over it, we're going to beat the crap out of these ends, and that's not a great option either. So what do I do? What do I do? There is some tile in that field. It's not as wet as most of the rest of the stuff that we have left to combine, so I do think that I will be able to get the combine through it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but I imagine that it's firmer than what we were in a few days ago. So that's why I'm trying to figure out how to get the corn out of the field, because, well, I can make it work if we can just get the corn out of the field. Look, Phil's here. It's a good deal. So he's going to run a tank of fuel up to Dad, but we've discussed things and made a plan, and we're going to attempt to go shell some corn. So I'm going to get the combine out, and we're going to head down to the field there. Let's check the oil before I open the door, and start opening the field up, and then he's going to pick me up and bring me back to get the grain cart, and I will start loading that up. The current plan for getting it out of there is to load up the cart, pull the truck up, unload it, and go. It will be the quickest, least amount of time to block traffic to do it that way, so we're going to attempt it. The engine oil was a little low today, so we're going to put a couple quarts in. I get asked this occasionally about why we check our oil every day, or if that's a farmer thing, because we all do it. And, well, it is. I don't know. I mean, it's good practice no matter what. Why it started that way, I don't know, but I don't know, 95% of the time the oil levels are good. Occasionally, they're a little bit low. So, we check them every day. Also, while we're here, we're gonna brush off the lenses on our cameras. We can see better. All right, well, we're shelling corn again. I made a stupid mistake and bent the ladder up on the combine. A little short one up by the engine compartment. And that's all we're going to talk about on that one because, well, it was a stupid mistake, but it happened. So I'm in a bad mood right now. We're going to open some end rows up and then we're going to go get the grain cart. Front ends are done and we got a cart down here. So Phil wants to take that fuel up to my dad, and then he's going to bring a truck here in a little bit and kind of sit down the road and wait for me to call him and say, hey, cart's full, so we can pull up and we'll just unload it real quick and go. We'll see if we can make a round here. This field's kind of odd shaped, and there's not really any back end rows in the first part of it here. Let's see if I can pull up the map. Map right there. So yeah, so we've done these ends. We're going to go down along this side, and there's not really any end rows there, but there are over here. But you can see the rows get shorter, so we'll see how we do here. This is right next to a field we were working in last week, over there, where it was getting to be a really long haul with the grain cart to get it out to the side road that's half a mile over there. So I expect it to be similar corn. Should be in that 195 to 200 range, and it is corn on corn. This was cornfield last year as well. Yeah, should be fine though. I think we'll get across this. There's 35 acres here, so it'll take us a little while, but we'll get it. Close enough to a cart load. I just called Phil. He's a half a mile away. He's on his way over here with the semi truck, so I'm going to jump out of the combine here and into that tractor, and we're going to unload it real quick and get him on his way. Ground conditions aren't exactly ideal, shall we say. Well, this works because I can reach and it's fine. He's off the road so cars can get by. The issue is just the hill and they can't really see, but this won't take long. And he's off. I can quite literally load a truck in 2 minutes with this grain cart. So as long as it's full, he just pulls up and goes in 3 minutes total time that we're on the road. So I think that worked really well, actually. It is amazing to me how good the ground conditions were where we were chiseling last night and doing that tillage, and then we fight this in our corn stalks, and it's frustrating. So the rest of the field isn't terrible right now, although we're just to the point where I got to do the back end rows along those trees, so that may change my mind here a little bit, but we'll see. We're getting across it. The nice thing here, we can make rounds just barely, although that'll get better as the rows get shorter. So we just park the cart and, like I said, Phil pulls up and away we go. Well, this is going pretty well here. I've got all the end rows off and I'm making my rounds, dumping into the cart at the end. We're making a mess up there in a mud hole, but Phil's gotten 2 loads out. We do have a big low spot over there that does flood occasionally, and did flood a few weeks ago when we had all that rain. But the water is out of it. It seems to be pretty firm. I think we'll be okay there. There's some slopes and some gullies through here that we've got to navigate around and stuff. But it's pretty good corn in that 190 range, and should go up from there a little bit. Around 18% moisture, and yeah, going good here. So we've got 13 acres out of the 35 done. It's gonna be a little while here yet, and there's a big football game that's starting. So I'll probably check in with you guys at halftime. Boy, that Ohio State offense is something, eh? All right, Phil's coming. Cart's loaded. We got to get him empty again. We're getting there, although it's starting to rain. Can you guys, you see those raindrops? I haven't looked at the radar, but it's sprinkling. Not cool. Well, it's still been pretty decent corn. You can see our average, 196. It's pretty good right in here. There's a big dip right here. Like I said, it floods a lot. but we didn't get a big flood in the spring, so there's corn all the way through it. In a lot of years there's not, because it usually drowns out. And when the best part of the field is still there, it makes your average look a lot better. You can see this kind of yellow ring that we're going around, and that's the slope leading down into the bottom, and then that dark green area is that low spot that often drowns out, but didn't this year. And it's going to be good corn all the way across there. We're down to, go back here, let's see, 24 acres done, 8 to go, so this won't take too much longer. Just about ready to wrap this one up here. What do I got? Another round and a half, it looks like. So it'll all fit on this green cart. Phil just came and we emptied it again. So good corn here. Not quite gonna make 200, but it's awfully close. And I'm really happy with it. Let's look at that map again. Yeah, you can see that hole that a lot of times would be a 0 with some of the best corn out here. So, all right, good deal. When we're done here, I don't know what's going on. We'll talk about it when I'm done, I guess. We're gonna move this stuff back to the farm, fuel up the combine and everything, but I'm not sure from there. Finished. Back to the farm. So we found another field to try here. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. We'll see what our ground conditions are like. This is a 65, 68 acre field, something like that. The rows kind of run both directions. In the east half of this field, I think, or at least the northeast corner, is dry enough that we can get the combine across. We don't have a great spot to park trucks, but we've got this bean field right next to us here that there's a flat spot along the road there. Same situation as the last one, where we don't really want to leave a truck parked on the road, but we can fill the cart and just pull it up there and do it. So I don't know, we're gonna see how this goes here, but we'll attempt to shell some more corn today. I feel like something bad just happened. I heard a thump and my unloading auger stopped. That's not good. Well, it didn't throw the chain, and the chain doesn't appear to be super loose, but I think we sheared the bolt right there. I can do this without falling. Yeah, definitely. Question is why? There's extras right here so we can fix it, but why did it shear the bolt? Alright, I got a new bolt put in there, so basically the way that works is that's what drives the unloading auger. That chain drives those gears down there that are for the vertical auger and the cross augers, and it happens when this pulley, that belt gets tight. Basically this pulley here is on a hydraulic cylinder, it pushes down and tightens it up, and then that drives that. That shear bolt there uncouples the pulley from the sprocket and protects the whole system if something jams it up. But why did it break? What could have possibly jammed it up? So now we're gonna start it slowly on idle. Nope, it's something in that end. It broke again. Did you see how it shook there? Something's not right in the end of the auger. Let's unfold it or fold it back up. All right, dang it. I'm gonna wait for this unloading auger to unfold, and we're gonna climb up there and take a look and see if we can figure anything out. It feels like it just wasn't meshing up and lining up quite right, the drive on the end of the auger there, but I don't know why. So you can see how these two pieces made up. This pin fits inside of there, and then there's a drive dog here and another one here that they're supposed to catch and drive this end piece of this auger. I got it emptied so that it spins free. There's nothing plugging this up. It's like they weren't meshing, and this piece wasn't turning and this one was, and so it was jamming this full of corn. But I don't understand why. It unloaded some. So Phil went to get me some the proper size wrenches, because it's a whole lot easier to change that shear bolt with the proper size wrenches. And we're gonna do that, change that, and then I'm gonna try and unload it just straight out of the auger, bent like this, into the cart without unfolding it, and see if it'll go then. And if it does, okay, then we'll fold this out and try it again and see if it all looks right. If it doesn't go like this, we have another problem that I have to find. All right, I put another bolt in. Let's try this. Crap's gonna go everywhere. if it runs. Loading goggle partially folded, position unknown. This might not let me do this. Let's make sure it's fully folded. There we go. Okay, now let's try it. No, it's not gonna let me. Crap! What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I did clean that end piece out. Not that it was really plugged up though. I cleaned it out so it should fold and mesh a little better maybe. I'll try it again. Problem is if I keep trying I'm gonna run out of bolts. It says it's fully unfolded. Let's see. It's running. Why? Why would it do that though? I don't understand. Speed it up. I just want to get it empty so then I can listen to it and watch things a little bit more. Alright, well, now that I got all dirty, I think we figured it out. I think the chain was loose, that drive chain. It wasn't loose when we looked at it, but I think that's because it was bound up under pressure. Once we got it unloaded and had everything empty, that chain was a little bit loose. And I don't know if it bound up or why it was shearing the bolts, but I tightened it up. It seems to run better and be okay, so we're going to try it. All I can do. Well, this field is a giant pain to get opened up because the rows run both directions. So these are actually end rows. They're right in the middle of the field, but up here, once we get behind the house, the rows run the opposite direction. So I think I'm in the right row on the right spot. We're gonna find out here real quick. See if my outside row disappears here. Where's the change at, right? There. Nope, nailed it. Right on. So there the rows are running the opposite direction. So we got to do 2 rounds in here to get room so we can turn around. So our truck's over in that corner where we pulled in, and we're coming right through the center here, and then we're going to work off all of this stuff that way to the east and pull it out on that side of the field. Well, I didn't win the late game last night, but I got Dad over there and Phil over there in the cart. I win tonight. Unloading. Oh, there's Dad. And Phil behind him. Yeah. So Dad finished that field we were in last night. And the little 13 acres across the ditch from him, and then he's going to finish this field here up tonight as well, or at least most of it. And there's 40 acres there, so we're getting a lot done with the tillage, which is awesome. Well, we're making a little progress here. We're up to 17 acres done. Just about got the stuff in the front. Right in the middle there's a dike, drainage dike that kind of splits this field, so we've got a round right here and then one more pass, and then we'll jump into these back rows there. So progress. There is some stalks in here that are starting to break off. Right in this spot it's not too bad, but every now and then we've got some downed corn. Not terrible, just more than what I've seen so far. This is a 106-day corn. That's kind of an older one. There's a few. Kind of an older one that we're transitioning out of, and well, that's part of the reason why. Well, Dad's done. I'm sure he's heading home for the night. It's 6:45, so he had a good day. The ground conditions are getting wetter. You can see the thin, stunted, just not very good corn here. It's because these are wet spots. There's some over there. There's water standing up here in front of me. It's starting to make me a little bit nervous. I don't know. I haven't really been slipping and sliding and cutting ruts like we were a couple of days ago, but boy, it sure looks like it's wet enough to do that. So we're getting towards the back end of this field and all the rows that are running in this east-west direction. It is after 8 o'clock. I gotta think we're gonna quit fairly soon. We're certainly not gonna finish this field tonight. So maybe another 2 truckloads or so, something like that. It'd be nice to finish all these east-west rows that we can take out on the same side of the field that we're doing now. Nothing like some end rows along the trees to absolutely kill your field average. Terrible corn. I mean, the field's still doing pretty well, but throwing some 114s, 103, those don't help. Well, the grain cart's not quite full, but it's full enough. There comes Phil down the road. I'm gonna call it quits for the night, right there. So we'll take the combine back to the farm, put it back in the shop tonight, because there's chances of rain and snow tomorrow. So we had a pretty good day though. We did 35 acres in this field, plus 32 or 33 in the last field, so almost 70, 68 acres. That's a good day. See that green light? Only one. The dryer's keeping up. We don't have much wet corn around. That's good. We're awfully low on DEF, and I don't have any, so a trip to Rural King may be in order for tomorrow. My goodness, look at that. 2,400 bushel an hour. I know we're only taking 3 points out, but that's flying. That is awesome. Alright guys, thanks for watching today. We ended up having a decent day. Did 68-ish acres of some really good corn. There was 14 truckloads I think we dumped. And the dryer kept up. Things are working pretty well right now. I got more than I thought we were going to today, because I didn't think the ground was going to be dry enough really. Tomorrow it's supposed to snow, rain, whatever. It's supposed to be a crappy day. I am not working tomorrow regardless if we could or not. So if Dad and Phil want to shell corn, they're more than welcome to do so, but I don't think we're going to be able to anyway. So see you guys Monday morning. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me if you would, and if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. I'm not in a very good mood today, and I don't know why. I just kind of feel like in a bad mood. It's what it is. It happens sometimes, but I should be happy. We got something done. We're down to 230-ish, somewhere in that range on corn acres to go. Getting closer, but I'm ready to be done. That's part of it. I just want to be done.